Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Leo and I have a stutter. In this video, I want to talk about how people react to my stammering. Luckily, and getting straight into the point, hardly anyone even knew I stammered. Apart from my parents and my brother, and maybe, no, actually no. Apart from my parents and my brother, no one that I come across actually know that I stammer. And the reason is because my stammering is not always down to repeating or prolonging the first syllable or letter, whatever it may be, of a particular word. Mine is just a pure block. I can't really get past I can't really bring out even the first sound of a word. And the reason why that kind of made it both difficult on myself and easier is that firstly, it made it difficult because I just couldn't get out words. It was so frustrating to begin forming a sentence and then in the middle of it or nearing the end have a block where I just cannot proceed with the sentence. So what I end up doing is I start scanning my brain for a replacement word, and if I can't find a replacement word, I'm pretty much doomed. I then start mumbling. I start trying to think of another word, another replacement word. I try and change the topic. I just divert from what I was saying, and I end up looking like someone who doesn't have a clue about what they're talking about, which is sad, unfortunately. And yes, I wish sometimes I even just had a slight stammer where I would repeat the first syllable of a word, just so that my sentences can flow. But you know what? It is what it is. There are people out there, unfortunately, who suffer a lot more than I do with certain words. But I just have to deal with blocks. And each one has their own struggles. I'm not trying to say that those who stammer less struggle less. I'm just saying, in my case, a block felt more of a nuisance than having repeated syllables. And because of blocks, I was able to spend those 1 or 2 extra seconds coming up with a new word. And one of the examples I can give you is using the word before. As you can see, struggle with the block there. It takes a long time to just bring out the sound to say before. And because I can't really say the word before, I would use a substitute word. And that substitute word would be prior. So anytime I have to say, I need to, for example, if I wanted to say, I need to get the bus before getting the train, I would say, I need to get the bus prior to getting the train. It's a replacement word. It's a substitute word. It's me being afraid of what people are thinking. It's me trying to hide my stammer. And because of that, no one knew that I stammered because I always had a replacement word. However, sometimes you can't use a replacement word. Sometimes I end up stammering on my replacement word. It sounds funny now that I think about it, but that's what happens. And when that happens, I come across as someone who cannot articulate themselves very well. So all the things that are in my head that I really want to say out loud and express, I cannot. And I end up looking like the quiet guy or someone who just cannot really articulate themselves very much. And it does dampen my spirits because I feel like there's a lot I want to say. There's a lot of topics that I want to provide my opinion on. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen for me. And yeah, that's the reason as to why most people don't know that I stammer. And the reaction that I get once I tell them is, "Oh, really? You stammer? I never would have known until you've just told me." And yeah, why would they know? Because I didn't give them a chance to see my stammer. I acted like a fluent person, and because of that, they believed I was fluent. And as much as that's kind of helped me, and as much as that's helped me to move on with my life as trying to be a fluent person, the bad part of this is, the negatives of this is, see, I did it again there. I had a feeling I would stammer on the word negative, so I used the word bad instead. Apologize. I know in my previous video, I'll try and stammer as freely as I can, but you would obviously understand that it takes a while to accept your stammer. So as I was saying, the negative of pretending to be a fluent person is the moment you end up stammering or feel like you will stammer, you feel as though you are showing a part of you that you feel ashamed about. And as that moment draws closer, you start to panic because you can't bear to think that people will see you as a stammerer, that they will see you with your tics, your blocks, your prolonged words, your repetition of syllables, and so on. And that's an important part of the recovery process, to be able to simply accept that you stammer. And the more that you accept it, the more that people accept it, the less you feel like you should hide it. Without dragging this along to be more of a motivational post, I'm not going to talk too much on what I should have been doing. All I'm going to say is that's how I was able to hide my stammer, and those are the reactions I received from different people. And the reaction being that no one knew that I stammered. I was simply able to hide it very well. Let me know in the comment below how people reacted to your stammer, whether they knew you stammered or whether you hid it very well. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.